A huge shout out to the overthinkers.
An overthinker. He watches the show.
To the overthinkers, shout out Buffet too.
All about Fetu, this is Parker, yeah? Thank you, overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Thando kuphela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamela ubuchopho ngeke buphume buyakhula nizinja nikhokho yazini as overthink siya overachieve.
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one. I've stolen it. Okay. I just want to make sure that I can hear everybody. I seem to be having a little bit of a problem here. Okay, let me see. I hope you guys can hear me. I think I'm having a little bit of a problem with my sound on my end. Just please let me know if you can hear me there in the comments on TikTok. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is Jordaan Milford. I'm your host, and this is a place where we absolutely love South African football, African football, and every now and then we might just go to Europe. This, of course, is a Monday show. The show is going to be on this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. That is when you're going to be able to catch me. Tomorrow, we'll be doing our watch-alongs, and on Wednesday, we'll be doing our watch-alongs. Whenever Chiefs, Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, Bafana, Banyana are in action, we will be here live talking about whatever it is that we're going to be talking about here. So, guys, for those who are new, Monday is a review show. Monday is the show where we look at what happened over the weekend and we come together and we speak about this past weekend. Mamelodi Sundowns played Kaizer Chiefs in a game that many thought was going to be a bloodbath. Many thought it was going to be goals over goals. But it turned out to be a 1-0 win for Mamelodi Sundowns. Then, of course, Orlando Pirates took on a team that they beat 8-1 just last year. And they weren't able to do that, going 2-0 down to Marumo Gallants in the Free State. We're going to start off with Kaizer Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns, and then we're going to go into Orlando Pirates. Now, you're hearing me say we a lot, and we means that you can jump into the show and speak to me while I'm live here on the show, but you have to join me now live on TikTok and follow the account in order for you to request. You request by pressing the button at the bottom of your screen that says multi-guest. I let you in and you can form part of the 4 panels for tonight where we're going to discuss what happened in these games. So please feel free to jump in, feel free to request, feel free to add your voice to the show, but I just want to make sure that I can hear everybody here. So guys, like I said, we're going to be starting off, where is it? The first 2 panels for tonight are going to be about this game, Kaizer Chiefs versus Mamelodi Sundowns, that was played at Masterpieces Moripe. Let me get the first panel in and we'll go from there. Guys, tap on screen, tata screen. Before I let everybody in, all I know is that today I have a feeling good. I have a feeling good is colors baningi man. Yeah, but now what's happening to my audio? Okay, let me see who is here and if I can hear them. Hey guys, technology. Getting technology these days.
Abantu bayakhala ngikhala ngiyi-1 angikhala ngiyi-1 sikhala sibaningi nangumngani wami lapho
Perfect. No, guys, welcome. What I'll do is I'll start with Ushembe. Shembe, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Hey, Habibi. How are you, Habibi?
What can you say, Habibi? You win some, you lose some, Habibi.
No, Habibi, we win all, Habibi. For you see, for you, my friend, it's win some, but for me, it's win everything, Habibi. No, Habibi, we win all, Habibi. We take all of this, Habibi. This is more kuraka. No, Mr. Utsi, you gotta realize, Utsi, don't forget, at the beginning of the season, we were all shook.
Yeah.
We were all shook at the beginning of the season, Mr. Utsi. We were worried about the boats being rocked. But
When heads were rolling.
yeah, when heads were rolling left and right, the senior players are eating bench, coaches are throwing shots in the media. You know, you're like, what? This is not the club that I recognize now. But now, the ship is sturdy, Mr. Otsi.
Okay.
We are cruising nicely, Mr. Otsi.
Tell me about this game. I'm going to start the timer. Tell me about this game. How did you feel about how your team performed?
You know, Mr. Otsi, going into this game, you know, it's going to be another 4x4. You know, but I had a feeling, Otsi, that might not be the case. You have to consider multiple factors. Most notably scheduling Mamelodi Sundowns. I think at the rates that we're playing, Mr. Otsi, the frequency that we're playing, it's impossible Utsi uzodlala a game where you just on your opponent's necks for so many games. Eventually at some point, njengoba sibonile Saturday ama-player ayakhathala, Mr. Otsi, and mucha bhekisisa thina sine system lapha esweni sidlala isystem ethukufana-fanayo. You know, we already know ukuthi lapha esweni kuzoqala u-Allende, kuqala uMokwena, bese no Adams recently, you know.
Yeah.
And mucha bhekisisa, how many games has Allende missed this season, Mr. Otsi? That man has played so many of our games, Mr. Otsi, you know. So if I take Mr. Otsi, izogcina ifika. So I think what our coach decided to do was, okay, fine, Amachita Katsele, he can recognize it. Let's give our opponents the ball and start getting ourselves into this place where we prepare for a CAF, where we play a type of football where we don't necessarily have to dominate a possession and we can suffer for long periods of time without the ball, Mr. Otsi, you know. And I think this goes back to just the adaptability of our coach, Mr. Otsi, and the adaptability of the team. You know, because you know, in previous years we'd see a Sundowns that only played one way, which is possession-based football. We're passing our way all the way into a net, and we're seeing now with the cut also, Mr. Otsi, Sundowns, you can't see Shama pass 3, saying any three passes, and it's in. So I think this is the type of football that wins you not only the PSL, but that can take you further into a CAF, because we already know with going into a CAF, teams are going to come overload the midfield. We already know this.
Yeah.
We already know the teams are watching Sundowns and they're going to overload the midfield, and we won't have that ability. So we need to start with sifunde manje when Mr. Otsi. It's okay, 3 passes selling any Mr. Otsi, and I think that our boys are learning how to suffer without the ball, Mr. Otsi, and I will say that they're adapting extremely well. What a goal from Lentwana Samba football. Wow. What a ball. Because she's had a almost similar opportunity, but they didn't take it. Hugo didn't take that opportunity, and you can see the difference in class. Mr. Otsi, you know, and I really like the belief and the brotherhood that we sing again at Mamelodi Sundowns, you know. I think this team is going to cause problems for a bit longer than I initially had thought. You know, I thought at some points, but we're seeing a resurgence, Mr. Otsi. We're seeing
I want to ask you for the last minute here. Your midfield. What has Jaden Adams added to that midfield? Because it's a brand new thing, man.
Yeah, man, Mr. Otsi. I want to sambona to Adams, Mr. Otsi. Intayenzayo, man. Uyakripa lapha emuva, Mr. Otsi, you know, akekho defensive ntwana fere yabo, but going forward, Mr. Otsi, hey mnani lentwana iyaphasa lentwana ishaya izinto simple so well. The simple things he does so well, Mr. Oti. You know, ukhona uguy uAlende leyo freedom yakhe leya ukuthi akhona ukupusha up. uAlende naye sekahleza phakathi kwebox, Mr. Oti, uyangithola. And then uTebza vele ahlale kahle kamnandi lapha libe la protect amachita lapha emuva vele njengotebza vele libe lathi phaqa side to side lapha, Mr. Oti. So I think addition yakantwana ngoJanuary, was it January, ne?
Yeah.
was extremely brilliant from management yet. I think if it's one thing management yet ishaya kamnandi yile nto ukuthi ama signings wow, Mr. Oti, ilibili ifuna I reach a ceiling. Ilibili ifuna improve over and over and over. Yabona ukuthi there's ways that we can improve it team and asithathe lo decision leyo. Yangithola njalo namhlanje ba announceile new signing, you know, and
mkhopolo.
Mr. Oti, mongabhekisisa lo mkhopolo lo oshoyo. Look what happened to the team that was chasing us. Laba abathi ay siphelele thina, we enough ngamachitas now. Look what happened in the later stages of the season.
Okay.
So it's not mkhopolo, it's strategic planning. So I think amachita maningi akolo to Fleming apology, Mr. Oti. Mesingaringi VAR, amachita maningi akolo to Fleming apology, including myself.
For time, I'm gonna jump in. Umkhopolo, just because awudli ngesandla, udla ngefork and knife, ngitshela ukuthi akusithi umkhopolo, but it's fine.
Udle ngezandla, udle nangeenyawo, unengeenyawo uzisebenzisa.
Let me bring it the Bongs. How Bongs, team how man, at least ki 1 million man. Welcome.
Oti, let me greet the overthinkers in the name of Taban Tabung, Coco Melon, and the Galani Sesi.
Yeah. We want to join game. Urinka. Kana yorunga KF. Kita takalani. Urinka takalani.
Ki Taban Tabung.
Oh, kita bang tabung. Urinka ki.
Hi, refill gave me Matsuhung, and we didn't take our chances.
Yeah.
Hare to shaba attack ya rona. Modi una grele di chances and never took them. The worst chance ever that we missed was the one where Chabalala missed and had to hype the fence. Why did he hype the fence after missing such a chance, which could have given us an early lead?
Yeah.
So Sundowns say, no, we are not taking our chances. So they took one chance and they scored.
Yeah.
And I let them bankile chance in positions where I always complain every time. Keep work left and right, the problem. This time it was Frosler who went up again. And then Bole Bemutula Gautimu, it got to the dangerous striker Ribeiro, then he scored again. Same positions that I complain about when it comes to the defense. Or they never cover each other. Same thing in a rulani Ruta Sundowns that you have to cover for each other as a team, which Chiefs still can understand that if someone goes to cover for you, like Miguelu Naro Cabarella, Frosler, and forgot his own position, which led to the goal. So defense is a problem. I take it on. We are the most creative team ever this season, but we don't take our chances. We have a good striker in Lollipop, but we decided to Lollipop in the wing, which I don't know why Ramabapala in the wing, because he's good with scoring goals. Why coaches have decided to let's play Lollipop as a direct striker, maybe Otakhon or grab the goals. Then I tend to read the miss all this time.
So then, Bongs, we look at joint about defense because Kio Tove, Wilakena, I think Tove did well. They stayed in the back three. Mara still, Ukram and Dimbobo, Tebulekhan. What is the fix for Chiefs' defensive problems?
Problem is Solomons, but Solomons is an injury-prone player. So it's going to be a problem all the time because had the injury and a first line overlap. But they can't track back. Tracking back has always been a problem for us. And every time someone tries to cover, there's an open space, especially in the center, where goals tsa rona boholo di hlaya di kenang teng, where we get punished a lot, because now eba tlhakantshuke when it comes to both Dudley le Miguel, because when someone is not there, someone is not covering for another one, and by the time that tracker back, it's too late. Mistakes happen.
I want to ask you two things. Is it a system problem or is it a player problem, number one? And then number two, Orinka Cele, man.
And number one, I think it's a system problem because they can't understand each other. When someone is out of his position to cover for someone, the defensive midfield has to track back for the center backs, which brings us to the second question. Kele needs a partner. Who understand and no. Someone is out of position and in the center. Can you please move back or try to cover up a space so high?
Mara, just so for the last minute here, Mara, kitaba man that has been there for a long time, whether it was Cele, whether Mtetwa, whether ki Marti, Lizwane, manna ki wana kare nabi, ki wana pole adala abatang kwe dala in.
For Nanabi, when it comes to attack, but defense is not his thing. He has to learn to balance both attack and defense, because now I can say to attack with all our players and forget to in football you still have to defend, even though you are attacking and creating chances. We do create chances, but we lack in defending. Defending has always been a problem since the beginning of the season, because we consider a lot. We are the most conceding team in the league currently. Plus our keepers labor now have less clean sheets this season. We've tried all three keepers and they all concede, especially Vuma, Lentwari. They are the most conceding keepers that we have at the moment. They have less clean sheets.
Okay. For time, I'm going to jump in and I'm going to bring Kumo in. Kumo! Hey, Khanti, le batla win and totse kaofela man, the games kaofela.
It's our mentality. Why are you surprised?
Just to give us 3 points, Nyana, just for a boost, man.
If we do a Polokwane City on you guys look like a little mal, that's the problem. La Rasa, Uti. And yeah, to my point, the difference between Chiefs and Sundowns, Chiefs saw this game as a big game. For them, it was like a game if fella to manage, get 3 points, get it over and done with. One Talohang. Hence why the way we played. If you could check, we were hardly out of our second gear. And that is why people think who Chiefs performed. Chiefs didn't perform. If you could play like that against the Sundowns, I wonder if it was Ahly having so many chances that we gave away. Come February, they could even capitalize. So you think that mediocre performance from us?
Yeah.
And apparently that was one of your best performances. My friend, you've got problems. You've got bigger problems as a team than I had imagined. And as a Benta when is na be cooking tlakwana ya ha keneng ape ya
slow cooker man, 7-day grill roast smoke.
Why steam man?
Why steam?
Oh, okay. Wow, like it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing or you at least we didn't concede more. We only lost by 1. A big team like yourselves, our guys, they can have some pride. Have some pride. Like, obviously, we are missing Ronan Williams in goals, right? We are also missing Onyango. February, my guy, maybe confidence. I mean, like, it was a big occasion, even though I'm bantering guys. Chiefs Lona, like that thing. Maybe that's why he made so many mistakes. But overall, man, na performance like a sword. So I can argue and say it was because of scheduling. It was because of energy conservation. We played so many games, and to go all out for a game is not any significance didn't make sense. And this performance like on how the great Al-Ahlis of this world play go CAF. If we can adopt this mentality going forward, we can do so well. Because CAF, you don't have to play beautiful football, but you just have to have a strong defensive line. Do not concede and make sure you score. That's exactly what we saw got this performance. And it also happened na le qualifier of tests for the CAF game. We scored and we also kept the ball just so the other team were challenging.
Can I ask Kumo, is this the real chameleon? Because one thing about Sundowns under Cardoso is that, you know, they've got so many different ways to play. I mean, versus Chiefs, like you're saying, there was a fatigue and they were going for balls over the top behind the defense. I mean, before Reina's got that assist, I think he had made that run 4 or 5 times. Maybe offside was just catching him off a little bit. You played versus teams that play low block, mid block, pound for pound. Is this the real thing that Cardoso's bringing to this Sundowns?
It is a real thing, even though his starting lineup is starting to become much more predictable. But our style of play were born and like we adapt every time. So today we can show you a lion candy. No, it's a hyena. I get a change the kind of style of play. So again to Nkatlang. Now how you know now we've got addition ya Lebo Mutiba. He doesn't have the baggage layer. He's been a PSL player. He's very Eurocentric, attack-minded player. So imagine having someone to our taking line up. You know he's got the speed. Yabo Renas, the Razmates, Yabo Ribeiro. But now we're going to have like Lebo Mutiba, someone who's tall, someone who's like a Haaland. You know how he plays, right? So which is something different in the rest now more Sundowns. So you'll find another different element of attacking wise. So I'm happy with Cardoso. I see his vision and I'm happy because of like right now, as much as we've got a somewhat predictable starting lineup, but you don't know what type of play we're gonna bring. So you should try your low blocks or at least sabotage to come and do the things. You can plan for Ribeiro, which is gonna be difficult because that guy, you might think I get the for over 40 minutes according to your fan base. Marashifa he was the difference. Marabarna with Sundowns, man, you have to take your chances or else you're gonna suffer. And guys, in that game when you play 3 points, we're done. We didn't concede, which I'm happy.
For the last 15 seconds here, Kumo, can you say something nice about Chiefs?
Tabotela was the best of the West.
No, thank you, Kumo.
I tried.
You tried. No, I'm glad it was something good. Let me bring in Hansel. Hansel, the concierge, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm fine, Mr. Oti. Thank you. Good evening to everyone in the comments and everyone on the panels. Mr. Oti.
Maki, basayile ngale. Hey, sikhala spaningi man.
Oh, well. Football is like that, Mr. Oti. There's no therefore. If you miss your chances, you're going to get punished. And when you get punished, don't cry.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start on the positive side, especially at Kaizer Chiefs. I think Nabi tried to go to this game well prepared, in a sense that we have been trying to emphasize and overemphasize on the issue of him using wing backs or no. When you use wing backs, especially which don't have pace, who can't recover very well, then you're gonna suffer, because that's how a lot of team capitalizes against teams that plays with wing backs. They're gonna they just like what Mamelodi Sundowns was doing. A lot of people I don't know, because we see football in different ways. People said Mamelodi Sundowns did not perform very well because they were at time playing in their own half, which for me it seemed like it's a strategy. They revert to their half, and then when they are there, they check where is Kaizer Chiefs defense, how is Kaizer Chiefs rest defense. Then they play those long balls, relying on Shalulile and Renas, also Ribeiro, to counter-attack that rest defense. So for me, I think Nabi went prepared. It was just one of those games where if you miss your chances, unfortunately, you're going to lose the game. Because to me, it seemed like it's a game that you think, or maybe it's going to end with a draw. It was a performance that deserved a draw, or a score of low margins, which I'm very happy about. It's just that the result did not go on Kaizer Chiefs' way. But all in all, I think this time around he went prepared and he read the games. Just a few players here and there did not do their part. But all in all, I think they played according to the coach's plan.
What do you think of Sundowns' defense? Because usually, man, you know, when Sundowns beats you, they beat you to the point where, man, you don't even see their goals like that. But you saw Abomdu getting chances. Maybe Abulilepo could have done a bit better 1v1 versus Bo Suarez. What do you think of Mamelodi Sundowns' defense this year?
Oh, Mr. Oti, the thing with Mamelodi's defense, I think a lot of teams, they are failing to exploit it because it has players that are not that very pacey. They are good on the ball. They are very comfortable on the ball, but they are not very pacey. That's why most of the time you see their keepers are getting red cards because now they have to play as sweeper keepers. They depend a lot on that. The defense is very slow. So for me, I think it's very good on the ball, yeah, and even on build-up. But when it comes to attack, teams are failing to exploit that aspect of that defense. For me, it's very slow, but yet effective.
For the last minute here, I want to ask you, Hansel. Tell me about that midfield, especially Mokwena. He was struggling with CDM earlier in the season. Do you think that Jordaan Adams has helped him and Allende?
You know, the thing with Jordaan Adams, he makes Mokwena and Allende's job very easy because he's a box-to-box kind of midfielder. He's not afraid to mark. He's good in passing the balls. So he's that kind of player. When you have him, he offloads a lot of work from you. He gives you space, and he's good on the off the ball and on the ball positioning. He's very good. So he creates those moments where you'd find or now other players are shining because of him, and you might not see his work, like his work rate when you're watching the game, but when you go and review the match, you say, no, man, this person actually was the one who was creating all those spaces for those players. So it's very good.
Okay. Let me bring in Usisegelo. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Siyaphila Let's complain.
Hey, Tina, ukhala kusize at least 1-0 like so far, but it's fine. Uthi ngeke imputha.
Hayi mina uthi ngegame lena afuna abamba ubone ukuthi Sundowns ukuthi ikhathele uthi akanobe bekuyimila ngedwa webuka ayi bebe ngekho ngaleyo ndlela bebe ngeke energy ngaleyo ndlela bedlala ngecounter kakhulu. I think mhlawumbe ama-game ngikhompare ama-game maningi ama-game mhlawumbe edlala game esibili ngesonto leyo, but into ebalulekile manje ukuwina manje. Khona into engayisho kwena othi ngoNovember abantu bagcwele umtawunga la ku-coast, igcwele i-coast lithi hayi siphele isitayela se-Sundowns manje. ngathi kubona ngiyakhumbula ngathi abantu abane-experience bayazi ukuthi akuyona i-sprint lesi, i-marathon. Sashaya amagesi ayithime ngashayeki, kodwa siyakhombisa ukuthi le nto le into yethu le angazi ukuthi bazosivimba ngoba angifuni sesiwinile league ngoba ngiqeda abanye umoya, but okwamanje asikho good in defense, but esiswini naphambili hayi ngiyajabula ukuthi since kwafaka umfana Adams and khona engibabonayo ukuthi bayaqala usaleng naye, ngiyambona ukuthi noma bengamboni bethe i-flop kodwa uyakwazi ukusiza mase sesenkingeni eshaya ama-assist hold iball and ngangumuthima manje. So okwamanje mina ngisasho ukuthi i-league asifocus on Nedbank, sikhohlwe i-league sesongadlala ukuqualify kwi-top 8 abanye. Buhlungu kusho njalo ukuthi hayi sodlala i-top 8 sesiwinile i-league manje uthi manje ngoba ibhakabhaka sawudlala nalo kumele wine wonke ama-game ibhakabhaka.
Mina ngifuna ukubuza ukuthi mawubheka i-Chiefs network i-network. Okay. I think we've got a network problem there with Usitegelo. While I let in the next panel, guys, in the comments, how do you feel about Nabi? Is Nabi actually cooking? Is something actually going to come out of Nabi's cooking? And then how do you feel about Cardoso? Is Cardoso going to be able to win a Champions League for Mamelodi Sundowns, for example? Please let me know in the comments. That is the question for the comments. I see some people here. Thank you to the people that have sent gifts. Keep them coming. Those watching on YouTube, if you want to add your voice to the show, come on over to TikTok, Overthinking Football, and then follow the account. Bottom of the screen, multi-guest. I let you in. We have conversations like I'm going to have now with Ubutlale. Butlale.
Hello.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good, bro. Hey, just have a couple of days, just cool down, and just have a couple of days of not crying, man. Yo, it was a very hard weekend. Uzi,
Yeah, how did you feel about this game?
for Chiefs, I'll start with the positives. I felt like Utabo Kele had a very good game. I like sixes that can progress the play and control the midfield. I felt like in that game, in terms of Utabo Kele, we really saw examples of a person that like a little bit over here, right? A person that can progress the ball and pick up the ball and progress, whether it be into the midfield third or the final third. That's what I really like, because we have two types of sixes in football. We have a holding midfielder and a defensive midfielder. A holding midfielder is a tabotela, right? The person that can progress the ball and really progress the play for the team. And then we have well done there, OT. Congratulations. And then we have we have a defensive midfielder which is a cleaner, right? A cleaner as in, and the best example of that would be a Willard Katsande for us.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that was needed in this game, right? Because and I feel like the best example in this game in our current squad would be Umteto, right? Because there's no aggressiveness. Defensively, there's no aggressiveness in that midfield, right? We saw every time Mamelodi Sundowns got the ball, they were threatening, because we don't have someone that protects that back four. We don't have someone that cleans up the play, right? And also going forward, there's no creativity going forward. There's no football brains going forward, with all due respect. Going forward, I feel like it was very dull. Very, very dull. I mean, we got in the first half, we got a couple of chances, but not clear cut. The only clear cut chance I can see was the one of him, the way he blasted it over the top of the goal. And also, we had a couple of half chances. The creativity up the pitch needs to be fixed, and that's how Usirino helps us.
Do you think that, on that point, Sereno, do you think that when Sereno comes back proper, what midfield does that look like? Would you go, how would you set up that midfield, knowing now that you've got a deep lying playmaker or a progressor of a ball? How do you set up the midfield and attack when everybody's fit, let's say?
Oti, I don't like really changing the squad, but I feel like for the rest of the season to survive, we're gonna have to make a couple of tweaks for the rest of the season. I think when we are facing teams where we have a lot of the ball, I feel like Tabotlele and Njabul, I wanna see that combination, Jabulo Polom and Tabotlele, just to help us keep the ball and help us progress the play effectively as well. And Usirino in the 10, right? And then in like in games where we're not really having the ball and we're getting really we're really getting dominated in the middle of the park. I want to see a holding number, a defensive number 6, which is Umteto and Tabotlele, and where Umteto just cleans up the play and gives all the responsibility to Tabotlele to progress the play, and Usiri, or even maybe also Umatlo. I've seen examples of Matlo having making those line breaking passes, those passes that put our wingers in, those passes that put our striker in, those passes that put players in. And I think if Sereno is not available, I think Matlo or even Samke Lozwane can do a job at the 10. I have a lot of belief in that boy, in that boy Samke. I think he can really go far, but we're not on that topic.
For the last minute here, does Mart have a role in the team, or is he just not for the team?
Okay, let's see at what type of player Mart is, right? Mart is a number 8, right? And then when you look at the 8s or players that can do a job at the 8, I'd pick Tabotlele over him. I'd pick Sam Kelozwane can probably do a job at the 8. I'd pick Sam Kelozwane over him. And I think there's a contract that says he has to play a certain number of games, because I truly don't see how Unabi keeps putting him in the starting 11 over and over again, because we see this player every time he gets the ball, I say, well done, okay, you got the ball, but now what do you do with it? It's a misplaced pass. It's a misplaced pass, or he loses the ball in the middle of park. Losing at this level, losing the ball in the middle of park is very, very dangerous. You can't do such. So does he have a role in the team in the future? Even right now, I don't think he should. But I think for certain moments he is useful for certain moments. But for this current moment, no, I don't think so.
For time, I'm going to jump in. Thank you so much, Butlale. Let me go to Ongama. Ongama, welcome to the show. Oh, Kana, let me see if I can unmute you there. Ongama, are you fine now? I will come back. Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm fine, OT. I'm struggling with my mic today.
No, we can hear you.
I was trying to change and fixing my network. I was struggling.
It's fine. Tell me about the game. Jump straight in for time.
When I was looking at the game, OT, the coach was prepared to play some sort of a strategy. His strategy was to play a 5-3-2, that always change in terms of variation in terms of the game. Because what I was observing there, Admission Dove and Dotley and Miguel were always at the back when we attack. This player, Frosler was overlapping, and also other player that was overlapping. It was also Pulemodi, the people that we usually working as the people that we're providing with, players that we're providing with in that game. It was Pulemodi and also Frosler. So according to the coach's game plan was to make sure that we consolidate the back line. We don't expose ourselves into the back line. We manage that we don't move in terms of panic. That's one thing that I observe in that game. We're not panicking. That's one thing that I wanted to see my team, to not panic when we're playing against Sundowns. And they approached that game as if they were playing a Soweto derby. So I was proud to see that mentality to come in the game, to come in the game knowing what they are doing. And also the players like Morris was playing as a striker, and also the player which is Ulilepo. They were playing as a double striker. If you observe, when we were off the ball, Morris was playing closer to Miguel as a double striker. When we're going as an outlet, when the Sundowns is coming, we're making sure that Morris is either is coming on that side or on that side of khoza, and that side of khoza, and also on this side of this side, which is Suarez.
Yeah.
In the side of Suarez, the person was operating in this side. It was Lilepo. So the game, it was not going in our way. We got the chances. We missed the chances, and we got punished by that single chance. But honestly speaking, the game plan of the coach was up to date. He made the game plan work, but it was up to the players. Players missed the couple of opportunities, a couple of clear-cut chances. But the approach was good, and the mentality into the players in coming into the game was good. So
I've got two. Can I just ask you two questions for this minute and a half? You spoke about a 5-3-2. Do you think that maybe we lost it a little bit when we started going sort of like a 5? It was a a 4-2-3-1 or 5, where we started going wide, do you think that we lost some of that penetration? And then number 2, Shabalala. What is Shabalala's role and how did you feel about his performance?
You know, one thing I observed about the system of Coach Nabi, it frequently changes when OT. Sometimes that system, it changed to be a 3-4-3, whereby you play a double number 6 and also a double number 10. We're lacking a factor that was very important into that game because Morris was not dropping to get into the midfielder according to the system of the coach.
Yeah.
He was not dropping, and also to help players like Abo Mdu to collect the ball, because there is another level you usually drop into midfield and collect the ball and also help to progress the ball. He was not helping us much, and he also got injured. So I think in terms of the game plan, the absence of Morris, the hold-up play, we were never getting that thing into him in that game. And we had to change the system a little bit to make sure that we play counter-attacks into as the game progresses. You've seen that we're playing more balls behind the Sundowns team, trying to make sure that we consolidate players like Abo Patrice and also other players to play in behind Sundowns and make sure that we stretch them. So according to the coach, the game plan was good, and I was happy with the approach of the game. And also other players showed up other than Mduduzi Shabalala. I didn't see much of Mduduzi Shabalala in that game.
Okay. Very quickly.
But in second half, I think he gave the effort. He tried to give the effort. He was fouled a couple of times in the 18 area of Sundowns. So I think we tried our level best as a team.
Time I'm going to jump in. Let me bring in Wiz Action. Welcome to the show. How are you? Wiz. Okay, let's see. I think we'll come back to Wiz if you can jump on. Let me go to Umza.
Hola, Mr. Uti.
Umza.
Ulukile.
What did you think of the game? 1-0. Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs.
I'm talking winning like what I know, Goring Chiefs when coming to team Motaung Sundowns always Chiefs via all out. But I'm talking winning ever count like Motaung to Patrice. And I know it's only about 2 million so that Motaung aska kumana chance ya overlap.
Okay, guys, can you hear me?
Sure.
What's happening? Okay, no, Wiz, you can carry on.
Oh, you can hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, in general, the game was very balanced in terms of possession.
But you sound like you're far away. Wiz.
Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, now I can hear you properly.
Okay, so I wanted to say the game was almost equally balanced in terms of possession, chances both teams got. I think it was just a difference of quality in the third attacking area.
Okay.
Because Chiefs, they got their chances. Abo Pule Modi, Abo Lilepo, Abo Mtu, they got their chances. And if they taken them, would have been a very different game, different story today.
Yeah. So tell me, but tell me, is this not the cry of every single PSL team, or are we acting as though Kaizer Chiefs is different because we talk about decision making and not finishing a lot? Are we expecting too much from Chiefs?
I think it's a little bit of. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I think it's a little bit of both. From not just Chiefs, from all PSL teams, when it's time for the attacking third, they don't have enough quality for that decisive finish.
Okay.
It's not the same as the attackers were mamelodi Sundowns. It's not the same. And Sundowns, they have their vulnerabilities mover. They've third choice goalkeeper, a new pair of centre backs, but like back three, very vulnerable to the full back lines. So yeah, if you can take your chances, you can punish them. I think we'll see that when they play better oppositions.
But then can I ask?
Sure.
Can we give Sundowns credit for damage limitation themselves? Because in the second half, man, Chiefs was not there. Or does it come down to some of the changes that Coach Nebi made?
I think it also comes down to some of the changes he made. They made a difference. I think maybe the iskatba keeper Uchiva Viro Bafaga lawyer Mfana. I don't remember his name. And then there was also Mtutuzi Shabalala. They made a lot of changes and Sundowns were on the back foot for some part of the game. So yeah, the kudos to Kaizer Chiefs. Mara, we can also give credit to Mamelodi Sundowns. Those guys, they know how to play an ugly game, to win an ugly game. They know how to suffer now. There's times when they are not the favorite, when they don't have possession, they don't have the freedom to play as they normally would. They know how to go out there and get the win.
Okay. Do you think that there's... Yeah,
talk, it's fine.
No, I wanted to ask you, do you think there's light at the end of the tunnel for Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah, there is. I mean, just give Nabi time. There's no point in chasing him away now. You can clearly see he has a vision, and given the time and the right players, he will achieve what he wants to achieve. And it also comes down to the mentality of the players, because Chiefs players, they turn up when it's a big occasion. Against Pirates, against Sundowns, they turn up. But when they play Abo, Golden Arrows, Super Sport, we ask, where's that mentality gone? They no longer fight for those 50-50, the individual battles, Abasabonagali. What happened? So I think they have to change that, and then, they'll see themselves improve.
Okay. I want to bring in Mko. Welcome to the show.
Rita OT, how's it?
I'm good, my brother. 1-0, man. How did you feel about this game?
When I OT, let me start with the coach Unavi. I don't think Navi is cooking anything for us. No, I don't. I totally disagree with the with the concept of Nabi cooking something for us. I mean, and the fact that we keep on saying he's going to produce something, let's give him time. It's actually what worries me. Even the previous speaker now said the same thing. Let's give Nabi time. I don't agree with that. We have 10 or so years without a competitive competition, without winning
a trophy.
A trophy. And we keep on saying, let's give people a chance. Nabi is going to be like the same coaches that we've just fired recently. It's going to happen, OT, I'm telling you. And I'll tell you why is that. Let's start with the issue that we keep on emphasizing, that he's going to give us something. How long did it take us also to give Sundowns something? Just a few games. It was actually not even a few games. He got in, hit the ground running.
Yeah.
It's producing results. And I'll tell you what's the difference, and I'll reiterate this. I keep on, whenever we speak about Chiefs, I say this: the quality of the players that you have in that team. That's the difference. It's not the coaching, OT.
Okay.
It's not the coaching. With Chiefs, it's not, the issue is not the coaching. Let me say this: can you point to big players at Kaizer Chiefs now, in comparison with Mamelodi Sundowns and Orlando Pirates? I can give you a few players when we were still the big team that we were previously. I can point you to Kuna, I can point you to Matoho, Mugen Gold, Chabalala. I can name them. Those were big players in South Africa. Can you point to big players in South Africa right now that come from Kaizer Chiefs?
None.
None. Let's be honest. We don't have. And I keep saying this. We need the quality first. Then we can start developing from there. If we can't sign quality players that are going to step up. Listen, look at that game that we played with Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns was open. At some point, they were allowing us to come to them. Who stepped up? Who stepped up for us? That big player. That you always have that big player in the team. Even if it's not just one player, 2 or 3 players are going to show up for you.
Yeah.
No one showed up for us. Not even a single player.
But I want to ask, Mko, is it a quality issue when, I mean, I think number 3, 4, and 5 on the log is Coach Puti Mohafe, Coach Siema, and Coach Atazwan. Yes, he's now top 5. They don't necessarily have the quality, they don't have the time, they don't have all of these players that we speak about. I think we'd cry if we woke up with some of those squads. Maybe Skukune is something people would be fine with. What's the difference there? Is it maybe that we feel that we're too important as the Kaizer Chiefs?
The difference is that we are not stepping up as Kaizer Chiefs. Then definitely another team is going to come and occupy that position. That's the issue. I'm saying to you, competitively, it's supposed to be Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns, and Kaizer Chiefs. Let's see them at the top there competing. But then if Chiefs is playing the way they are playing, obviously you can't stop any other team to come and occupy that position. So we cannot say, why is Amazulu playing better than Kaizer Chiefs? No, Amazulu is playing better because everyone up there is not coming up to the task. Like I'm saying, I've also watched Orlando Pirates when they played the other. What was that team that they played with during the weekend?
Oh, Marumo.
When they lost 2-0.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, Sundowns has been winning the league for the past 5 or so years. And you wanna tell me that you wanna compete for the league, but you play that way as Orlando Pirates.
Yeah.
It's guys, no man. Chiefs and Pirates, there's something that is totally wrong with those two teams. And it seems as if Sundowns is perfect right now, but I don't think Sundowns is perfect on our OT. I think, like I'm saying, we are not coming to the party. Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs are not matching Sundowns' success and Sundowns' quality. That's the issue. That is why you'll see teams like Abu Marumo Galanzi beating Orlando Pirates when they are supposed to be contesting for the league. And Sundowns keeps on beating people 4-0 and winning each and every match that they play.
Okay, so Mko, could it be culture, yeah, Chiefs? Could it be that, for some reason or another, what's happening there at Kaizer Chiefs is shrinking players? Is it a mental issue, or can you go deeper, man, into what you're speaking about now, about players showing up and players? I mean, on paper, those players should be at the same level as a lot of different teams. I mean, Chiefs is not the 8th or 9th worst team in the league. Is it now, man, environment?
It's not environment, OT. Let me just make an example. There's a player that is of top quality playing for Polokwane City, Police.
Yeah.
There's a player that just signed with Sundowns, Adams.
Yeah.
At some point, there was a player at Supersport United, the Master Chef. You get where I'm going with this?
Okay.
Chiefs is not signing those kind of players. Chiefs is not signing those kinds of players, OT. Just think about it. The players that are shining in PSL, Chiefs fails to get them.
Okay.
What they do is they go and get younger players who still want to try to prove themselves in the league. And then obviously when you play for a big team like Kaizer Chiefs, the pressure is always going to be there because you're still trying to prove yourself. Abo Vilakazi, they are still trying to prove themselves in the big stages. So are you telling me, Ochi, that as Kaizer Chiefs, those are players that we're going to rely on?
Yeah.
No, it's not going to work for us.
Okay.
Please go and compete in the market. Go and get those players that Sundowns and Orlando Pirates are looking for. We are tired of seeing players going to Mamelodi Sundowns season after season. What are you doing as Kaizer Motaung? Are you even interested in signing those players who just want to complain and say they are raising the price all the time when you go and approach them? What happened? You can't buy players anymore. Should we settle for the youngsters? Should we settle for the youngsters?
But it's not just youngsters. Castillo, Trele, they're not young. Bo Serino are not young. Bo Modi are not young. Lilepo, Boris.
Every time someone mentions Serino, I get so mad because when we signed Serino, he was not even playing full match at Mamelodi Sundowns. It was that time when Sundowns was like restructuring and saying we can do away with this one now. He's given us whatever we needed at that time. It's the same with Dolly and Billiard when I OT. That's the issue that I'm having. Why are you acting like you're only getting the players that have been rejected? You know, they were once at a time they were good quality players, but then now they are not at that same level. But because they still hold that name, this is Sereno, then you go and sign that player.
For time, I'm going to jump in. For time. Guys, we're going to go on to Orlando Pirates. I just want to say a couple of words, then we'll go to the Orlando Pirates game. And then at the end of the show, I promised my members that the members can jump in. So I'm going to leave the time at the end. So if you're in the request right now, in the request queue, please make sure that you want to come in for Orlando Pirates. Very interesting what I was saying. I think the point that I was trying to get to, or let me make my own point. I think Chiefs thinks that we are in a different place than where we are. I think everything at Kaizer Chiefs is looked at from the outside, that everything is happening on the outside and all of our answers are going to come from outside. For me, the big difference between us and Polokwane City, as Kukune, an Amazulu right now, is that those teams, and please go with me here, those teams have no hope of doing the things that we are saying we want to go do. They're not going to go splash the cash. They're not going to go and fetch a coach or whatever. So they're solving their problems internally. And the Chiefs, we just stop, guys. We just don't want to, man, look at the things you have. I think we have some incredible players who are played in odd positions. We all know Mart is not a defensive six. Play him as an 8, box to box. Against Chipe, was winning the ball up high even. He's a fighter in the middle. He's got an engine. Abotrele Laba are incredible defensive, deep line playmakers. But you're asking him to go tackle, and every day he's getting yellow cards. You look at the defense. Look at how better we looked with Dove just sitting back. Like some of these things, guys, to be honest with you, it's just coaching. Can we coach, guys? Can it be coaching? Saile is scoring goals that side. Because Gavin Hunt knows that Supersport is not going to break the bank for anybody. So let's coach. Let's get them into the positions. But this idea that we're going to go and sign this player and that player and fetch that one and that one is the reason why we signed 20 players in the past 3 years. 8 alone this season that we've signed. Instead of just going, okay, guys, this is what we have. Mina, I will always say, last thing I will always say, for me, guys, when you've got bread, you've got bread. You can wish it to be roast beef. You can wish it to be chicken. You can wish it to be sushi. You can wish it to be anything. But you've got bread. So, fagi rama o fagi jam udle. Manje, I feel like sometimes as Chiefs, we're spiting ourselves by not eating this bread because begele is sushi. Guys, we're not Sundowns. We're not Pirates. We're not Sundowns. We're not Pirates. We're not Man City. We're not Al Ahly. We are Kaizer Chiefs right now that is 10 years removed from a trophy, that finished number 8 last year, that last finished top 5 under Atazwan. I think at some point you have to act like that. You have to act. You have to just accept and act like it. But anyway, guys, let's go into Pagani. Hey Tebza. I'm gonna make this a comment. I'm gonna make this answer, bro. All great coaches fail at Kaizer Chiefs. Look at the ones that did well. Nabi's record is the same as Kevin Johnson right now. He's got 2 games over, but he's literally got 2 more wins, but everything else is the same. Y'all didn't want Kevin Johnson. Atazwan finished 5th. Gavin Hunt took us to a Champions League final. Well, okay, he got fired quarters, but took us there with a run like that. Middendorp had us number 2. We lost it on the final day. I'm sorry. The coaches we had and the people that have done well, we didn't want. But you know what's going to happen? Next year, you're going to wake up with Mart. Whether you want Jaden Adams or not. Nango Mart to corner. But anyway. Hey, before singing. Let me see who's here. Guys, we're going Pirates, please. We're going Pirates, please. Takabab.
Hey, Bafo.
Uthi, Takabab.
Hayi, sadla nhlamvana siyaphila mntababa, hayi. Khala kusisa.
Hey, na igame yenu man nayidlala neMarumo Gallants. Ngapha nibashaye 8 last time. Manje kunzima nge2 kezakaleni.
Ukujabula kuyashintshana. Abayashintshana mntakababa. And futhi wabona nangalanga la igame ngase wathi ngiyangena la nale lokhu yena yakho yala ngathi ngiya requesta yala beyibona impela ukuthi ngiyokhipha amagabade ngcono ngingangeni. Yamba ngibingelele nabafowethu la ku panel man sonke. Mntakababa masibuyele eqaleni.
Yeah.
Bangabe wakhumbula amagama ami ngathi siyoluza ileague makwenze njani?
Makwenze njani? Ngikhumbuze. Ngikhumbuze.
Ngathi kwena mina mhlazana futhi ucoach wami eqala ezelento yakhe yokudlala ama-player in the wrong positions again, sabotaging himself. That's when hell will break loose, and it did. Because
was the wabuyisa your favorite Ushandu?
Umbuyisa kuphi? Iwinga. Umbekile umkonto ebhenjini ufaka uShandu kwiwinga. Siku 80 minutes ukhipha ubani umfolo right back sesenkhohle igama lakhe.
Van Rooyen.
Ufaka uDlozi leyo substitution futhi ibuyile engayazi yani inhloso yayo yini ngempela. Engakusho nje ngeke ngisho kuningi ngasho ngithi congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns for being crowned Betway Premiership champions for 2024-2025 season.
Uphonzela itawulo once.
I don't believe it. Miracle imhlolo sayigcina ngeenkathi zaboJesu naboPilatu zonke kanti le imhlolo yenza isikhathi leso. Ezinto mele nje ukuthi ulibheke iqiniso ngehle engakhona ukuthi hayi cha.
Yeah.
Yabona into mayingaseke emahlombe wakho uyithatha uyibeke emahlombeni wabantu ngathi bengithembe nawe uyihlula kwakho songizoyenza njani? Ngizimthembe bani? Akho umuntu engizamthemba. So nami bangishayile labantu.
Yeah.
Ngeke ngithembe. Namhlanje kuyenzeka na igame yethu yasusa esigodini iswe eOrlando iswe FNB bawushaya lapha bona lapho. Hey bengikwate.
Mara ngicela ukushaya iChiefs lapha Mosawu. Ngamakhelwane ifamily.
Wayibona iSundowns yabenza umakhelwane FNB. khona indoda engasasebenzi manje. Makantu hayi yeah.
Manje mina ngoba ngiyasibona isikhathi, I want to ask you two questions.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make statements uzangitshela ukuthi ngamba. Number one, Coke isibisi. Number one. Number two, Makaula Bata Dlamini. Uthini ngalawo ma statement?
Ake sibuyele eqinisweni. Uyakhumbula ngisisho indaba ukuthi masibheka ama middle fielder, people are always saying like, we're always saying uMakhawula uyadlala lapha uyadlala. But makebheka simqathanisa ukuthi okay uMakhawula siyambona uyadlala uyaliwina ibhola, but makaqeda lapho sekwenzani ke ngalo.
Yeah.
Because mawungathatha the same position uyinike lapha ufaba ku Sundowns ube ku Alende uJaylini noTebu kuba uqeda kulwini ibhola abayenzani ngalo.
Yeah.
Mehluko mkhulu kabi akudingi ukuthi uze university uyokhalela fees must fall le uzibonela ubhekile ukuthi hayi the difference is too deep. So nje ngisho nokuthi ukulimala nje kwanda nosesana kusilimazini. Because I don't think ukuthi uXoki upholile man, angimboni kahle. He's not, he cannot be a bad player just by night. Remember, Uxoki, we played with him before. On his first season, Urivel Magafik was playing with Uxoki Manosbis.
Yeah.
And they had beautiful combinations. And at that particular time, I'm a wing away to special left and right. Buanga papalas the Tawenza. Because Umaje Pirates Maidlala, they sometimes look good when they had the ball.
Yeah.
I've told you last week, you know, Pirates, once they lose the ball, that's where you see that disorganized. Because the Makhawula umbonela uMako ne second goal time ugijima boya ngangazi ukuthi kwenzakalani. So nje they just seems to lose it, but we will take our normal position as the deputy champions. We accept that. Mina sengiyayibona nje ukuthi kusasa lami lapha na ku deputy champion. So sizozama ngale makhapini, sizozama kodwa ngendlela esidefende ngayo on this weekend. Kuzoba nzima kakhulu when you get the clinical sides, like especially the North Americans ku CAF.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to defend like this, now more gallant, not in a bad way, but really, you cannot defend like this.
Yeah.
Cape Town City base shy is just one of those games. It's here, but we want to be shy. But that player started to fail there, and I don't know how long must it take for coaches to realize certain formations they're not working. Which I mean is not a starter. I don't know how many games must we play. Must he play 8 games to notice he's not a starter?
Yeah.
Game Cape Town City raised his hand. I saw Mosele Ashlika pass in Free State, but I don't know what happened with Wayangashalang. So
yeah.
I'm a substitution in JB. We find. I don't know. So sababonge sepitoli. Nihlale ke nenza njalo kuba siyazi vele ukuthi nala nenzima and ubazwe bakhona isilungu kanjani uzibazwe isilungu sabo
abakhulu time
siyabazi kodwa ayeka ngakusho ke sengizosho ukuthi Esperanza nawe Ahly sasethembeni
nazo hey for time kumele nivuke early nijime FNB 2 AM njengathi, but it's fine nithi
kodwa le decision le yo big fire baba le angiyithembi
sayikhuluma ngoba ne Stellenbosch idlalele Eastern Cape, but it's fine. Hey, let me bring it to Papa's Java. Papa's Java.
Hey, Mr. OT.
How are you, my brother?
No, I'm good, my brother. Let me greet the panel and greet to the listeners. Hey, yeah, what a weekend, Mr. Yeah.
What happened? What happened?
I can complain with injuries, but that is not an issue. I think psychologically, we were beaten psychologically. I think Sundowns, they've set up the bar in a way that is so different, because if we look now in 50 games, because I'm going to go and fetch the 30 games of last season and the 20 that they've already played.
Yeah.
50 games. Okay. And that team only lost 3 games.
Okay.
Mr. OT. 50 games, a team loses only 3 games.
Yeah.
Perez this season already, I played 16 games, I've already lost 4.
Yeah.
Only 4. Then it is true that Sundowns is a point system, and even though in the beginning of the season, I think most of us were carried away. We started to say Sundowns have dropped the level. Why did we say so? Because we know that Sundowns is a point system, and it means that all of us we agreed indirectly that Sundowns is one of the best teams that we have currently in Africa, and they're still going to run the show on us.
Okay.
Then when it comes to the game of my team, Orlando Pirates, I was not happy with the starting 11. I do not want to lie. I think Dlondlo was supposed to be given a fair chance. I think the way we finished the previous game, I would have loved to have that starting 11. Although I would still have had Makaula inside there, because you still need that person who can be a destroyer. Although we know that he cannot make those killer passes, but if you have Ndlondlo, you've got an option of someone now who can make those killer passes that we need. Also, Shandu is also not fit. Shandu and Kogi, to me, they are still the same. They were not fit. They're still not fit. They're coming from injuries. We know what they gave us last season. We cannot take anything away from that. But we cannot rush them, because if we can rush them, then why can't we rush Nda? Pirates doesn't want to rush Nda because now they know that we're going to need Nda for the Champions League. We know that Nda has already started to train. So what I will say now, for Pirates, I don't think we still need to waste any energy. But I think it was one of the good seasons that we had for Jose in the past 3 years. And I heard him go saying Pirates and Chiefs, they're not giving Sundowns a fair competition. We are giving them. Okay, maybe we might say Chiefs for now, but I think Pirates also winning those 5 trophies, someone cannot say it's a fluke. It's not a fluke. That we gave Sundowns, but Sundowns, they've got that mentality of a marathon when it comes to the league. But why then Sundowns can't they also dominate all those domestic cups? Those are some of the questions that we also need to ask, because those domestic cups are the ones that also fires the coaches in Sundowns. Because Sundowns, yes, we know that they can be knocked out in Champions League, but mostly, even the current coach of Sundowns, if he can lose this Nedbank, I think something is going to happen. Because Champions League, I don't think it is guaranteed currently, but the way they're playing, I foresee them going far. But if it happens, yes.
Can I just ask you something very quickly for the minute? Just back to Pirates for just a little bit. How much did the games in hand play into Pirates? Because is it a case maybe that Pirates was focused down there instead of taking it a game at a time?
Yeah, as I said it is psychological. I think the more our games were postponed, because remember, it was not Pirates' fault. So if we look at it, 2 games were supposed to be with Royal AM. There's nothing that we would have done. We all know about that. And we're still having 2 games that we also needed to play with Golden Arrows, which one was cancelled due to the rain. So automatically, then those are the games. So, and now you are chasing a point system. So it's not like Sundowns is going to make a draw or lose. They didn't do that. But if along the way Sundowns dropped a point, I think momentum was going to be built. But for the fact that Sundowns kept on winning, psychologically, it killed the players, because they focused because they star. Maruma will beat them 8. It is easy. We're gonna go there and take that 3 point. But it was not the case. So it became to focus on the game.
Do you think that this points gap might help Pirates in that it might release some pressure, if that makes sense?
Yeah. I think so. I think now, I think we can just say now the league is done. So I think Pirates now, they can try more combinations so that we can prepare for the CAF Champions League. I think that is the only thing where we've got a shot, although it's not guaranteed. But if we look at the teams that we need to go via, Algeria, MSFA, I think we stand a good chance. We can say 7 out of 10, we do stand a good chance that we can go to a final. So I think we can use this now, Pirates, to build for something good, because number 2, it is guaranteed. We're going to go back to the Champions League season. But I think now, it's for Pirates now to give all those players and build more momentum, because a lot of players that they didn't get any game time.
For time, I'm gonna jump in. Let me bring in Kapani. Welcome to the show, my brother.
I'm not gonna speak about Paris. I wanted to ask if you are still gonna let us chip in. No, I'm not gonna speak. I just wanted
Okay.
to ask if
If
you're
there's
gonna get
time,
a chance at the end.
if there's time, I'll do it. But then on a day that it's not a match day, I want to bring this back as a topic.
Okay, then you
Yeah.
can pass me. Maybe I'm gonna wait for that time.
No stress, no stress, no stress. Let me go to Khutato. Khutato.
Yeah, my brother, how are you?
Hi, man. I'm good in yourself, my brother.
Hey, man, you see, there's this thing in football that says the commentator's curse. When I think it's the context. Because remember, Game of Pirates, and you said Pirates has this thing of falling behind and always believing that they can make it. Will they be able to?
Yeah.
When that second went in, those words, those words rang in my head. You see, OTN is thinking now.
Yeah. I don't blame me. I refuse.
Yeah, I guess you are a prophet of doom. But for us as Pirates fans, you must just concede that the league is lost, the league is gone. Because it's not in our hands anymore now. Too much favors to us from other clubs, which aren't gonna happen. But just hope that this time, as you were saying, that maybe this gap, if maybe the players might use it differently and probably use it to prepare for other competitions. Yeah, maybe that will be something. But my problem now is like with Kokim, and like you see a player's drop in form, and it's almost happening. Unfortunately for him, it's happening at the business end of the season because like mistakes are like they are costly. Maybe if this happened in the first few games of the season, they wouldn't be as highlighted. But they're still a player.
How much of this is the coaching though? Because I mean the Pirates concede very similarly. And Bofan Roy and Libo Hoto, Libo, you have to look at them and say, Marakai, is everybody running forward? What's happening?
Yeah, I think it's also the coaching, and it doesn't help that he came back from injury. That's why I say it's unfortunate that it's happening in this time, and also, as you said, it has to be taken into account. And also adding on to that, if maybe the guys are not going as forward as you said, like, but Chile hanyane ko morago le bone, man, like, ntwana o ke gona tswang injury.
Yeah.
Maybe the coaching was different, it would have been better. But also with the Sundowns thing, I think this just shows that Sundowns is a better run club. Not only better footballers, but it's better run. Like, I think from head to toe, they are just better. It shows like, because it almost feels like Man City with the Liverpool rep. No matter how much Liverpool improved, there was a time where Liverpool couldn't catch Man City. Like, I feel it like that as a Pirates fan. It's frustrating. Like, we playing better football year after year, but they just keep getting better at us.
How do you get over the bump? What would you say would be the answer, man? What is missing? What's the final piece?
To be honest now, I don't know, because I would say we must promote our youth. We've been doing that. I don't know, man. I really don't know, because funny enough, when it comes to the cup competition, I'm confident that Pirates, even if we were to meet Sundowns in the semis of the CAF, I'm confident my boys will. But for some reason, maybe Pirates are not built for a marathon. Like the previous guy just said that Sundowns, they are ready for this marathon. Year after year, they are ready. Maybe you're just sprinters, and we are good sprinters.
Guys, okay. For time, I'm going to jump in. Let me bring in Glenn. Glenn.
Settle Usain Bolt FC, they are sprinters. Where's Malume Kuju? Undying spirit of Yayel Solonyan. Undying. You. First thing is first. First thing is first. Focus on yourself. Focus on your inside so that success can show on the outside. Okay, guys? Come now. Do you follow me?
Yeah,
Should
I
repeat
follow
it
you.
again?
One more
Should I
time,
repeat
please.
it again, guys? Oh.
Oh, I enjoy it. Yo, way. Hey.
I once said it, ne? Sundowns lost a game against TS Galaxy. What did I say to these people? I said to them, even if Sundowns loses 10 games, Pirates is going to find a way to lose 11 games.
Yeah.
There is no consistency in there's no consistency in how Pirates are playing.
Mm.
You understand?
Yeah.
I want to be I want to be as brutal as possible. Tell me a game, ne, where Pirates dominated from position to structure this year alone. Since 2025 started. Which game did Pirates play and you started saying to yourself, yeah, this is a team?
Yeah.
They are a happy team. They will run for you. They will do everything for you. But the basics, which are going to make you champions, they will never get it right. Why? It's because they don't have enough quality. We've said it. The quality that is at Orlando Pirates is second-grade quality. You cannot have Mofokeng as a league winner. You understand? The boy is famous. The boy is famous for Vala, yeah. But if you can do our proper research, you will find out that this boy has never even won a league from under 15. But he was a good player. It is possible. It is possible. You understand, OT? It is very much possible.
Yeah.
And then another thing. I want to commend Orlando Pirates supporters. These young boys are professionals, and then we must hold them responsible as professionals. We must expect more and more from them. Gone are those days where we are going to say that this boy is young, he's getting paid for what he's doing, and then we must expect better results. So I give applause to Orlando Pirates supporters for not to say blame, but for expecting a bit more from Mufuke. You understand? They want goals. They are tired. They are tired of Mufuke not being a Ribeiro, because they really want a Ribeiro in their team.
Can I ask you something, Glenn? Hey, now people are gonna fight me today. Yo, how much of this is coaching? Because I when I look at the Sundowns, you look at a team that looks like when something goes wrong, they go back.
It's bad.
Okay, no, just tell me if you hear me. When something goes wrong, Sundowns goes back home, they fix it, they come back with an answer for it. When something happens, they come back with an answer. When a player is not on form, they bring in another one. January. When they do this, they do that. How much of it is that? Because we talk about long distance, and it's how driver koloi long distance. You have to stop for oil, you have to stop and fix things sometimes, you have to change some things as you go along. Whereas it feels like most of the other teams, and I think we make it seem as though Sundowns is all of this talent. Mara, is it really just talent, or is it also just these guys, man, basic, if I understand, and there goes Glenn. Okay, do you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna turn off this timer, and what I'll do is I'm gonna let everybody jump in, and you can have 2 minutes, and we will just carry on going up until 9 o'clock. Is that fine? Is everybody fine with that? So let me see. I'm gonna start with people who haven't spoken yet, and we'll just go. Please hit your point as quickly as possible. And then, I'm just going to keep going. Okay. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Going up until 9 o'clock. Is that fine? Is everybody fine with that? So let me see. I'm going to start with people who haven't spoken yet. We'll just go.
Ngathi khona delay. So ngothi ngena fast. We shy 2 minutes yako, and then I'll move on for time. Let me see who's here. Who hasn't spoken yet, guys? I'm gonna focus on people who haven't spoken yet. Pilani. Guys, am I?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Yes, Pilani, you've got 2 minutes, my brother.
Can you hear me?
Whichever match you want to touch on, whichever point you want to touch on, go right ahead.
I'm going with my team, Barijila Joe, with Maruma Gallants, and this is just Skater, Joe, Skater.
I get there.
But I'm still hurt with the match, yeah, Pirates against Sundowns, the 4-1 match, that we lost, because that match pretty much exposed us from a systematic problem.
Okay.
For Pirates this season is fundamentally flawed in that Rona, just like what Glenn said, we are Usain Bolt FC.
Yeah.
Pirates thrives in short bursts of games, in games of consequence.
Okay.
But then over the long run, especially with Sundowns over the past 2 seasons, from the data that I've collected, is that Sundowns thrives in the middle part of the season. From match day 11 to match day 20, that's when they thrive and that's when they get hot.
Yeah.
And then from match day 21 to match day 30, that's when they continue that momentum. Pirates, on the other hand, the first 10 games, we run in hot, we win the MTN 8, and then we burn out. And then in the middle part of the season, we lose the Khanye Black Label, and then we drop points. And then kind of at the end of the season from Nedbank Cup, we start picking up that momentum. So in this case, if I were Jose Rivera, I would literally divide the season into a relay team in burst of sprints. Okay, in the first part of the season, it's this specific team. In the second part of the season, it's this specific team. In the third part of the season, it's this specific team. Just for that squad rotation of.
For time,
squad rotation.
I want to ask you a very quick question. Please answer as quickly as possible. Do you think that earlier in the season, Pirates was being helped by playing every 3 days? It didn't give them time to slow down. You could carry momentum from game to game to game. And the moment the break started happening, do you think that had an effect on Pirates?
I think it did.
Okay.
But then on the other hand, is that if we had to continue that momentum, we would have been burnt out.
Okay.
So we had to recycle and
yeah.
So yeah.
For time's sake, I'm gonna jump in. I am seeing a full stop here, so I'm gonna say full stop. Welcome. How are you?
Thanks for the opportunity, OT. I just want to ask,
have
Pirates hit their KPIs already, and are they on holiday already? Because it seems like it.
Yeah.
And why do I say that? What are the KPIs of Pirates? Win 1 trophy, maybe a cup, finish second in the league, qualify for the Champions League, and get out of the group stages. What else are they playing for? Management is showing them that they don't believe that they're going to win anything because they're not signing anybody. The coach probably also realizes that there's not much he can win more than maybe a domestic cup.
Okay.
The Champions League is a long shot. We know that. The league is borderline impossible because they are competing with the team that's signing.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? So Pirates are on holiday.
After 3 years, are you saying that after 3 years, more should have been expected at the very least from Coach Jose? And what do you think happens to Coach Jose next season?
I think more should have been expected from the management of Pirates, not from coach. The coach has delivered. He's built a team. He's won trophies. Now, why is he not being supported? Simple as that. That's why they're not going to win anything. Because you've got 2 players who have a lot of experience, which were free agents you could have signed. Tons of experience. Played in the highest level. Didn't sign them. You left Serrero to go to Cape Town City. You left Motiba to join Sana. You could have given those guys 6-month contracts and said, you know what, let's go for the league at least.
Okay. For time's sake, I'm going to jump in. Let me go to Vusi. Vusi.
Hey, OT.
Vusi ngambone FNP. Vusi yabuyela FNP.
Ngihlala ngise FNP, OT, nakusasa ngise FNP.
Busina 2 minutes. Ufuna ukungena yiphi indaba?
Yeah, uthi ngize kulezi ezami ezikanabi. Yazi uthi I had a privilege last week ukuhlala phansi ne one guy who is very close to Nabi's son. And let me just correct everyone that is saying Unabi is not doing anything.
Yeah.
The guy told me the inside info. He actually said Unabi is complaining. He said he only have 10 in that squad. You see, he only has 10 players that he can call them players. That includes the development players.
Yeah.
So it tells you Uguti Unabi, yes, he wants to do something, but the way things are, he's waiting for next season so that he can bring his own quality players. Ucele is one of them. And in the goalkeeping department, let me tell you now, for the record, Unabi has no one in the he doesn't trust anyone. He's just a professional coach who can come out and complain and say those are not my players. But he has 10 in that team. There's this other player that people are complaining about. I won't mention name. Nabi is not in Nabi's plan.
Does he wear the captain's armband by any chance?
Exactly. He's not. You know what, Oti, let me just put the record straight. He said something about, I'm not gonna mention the player, but he said that player is speedy, but he look at his age, he said, this player should be firing up at this age. So he suspects this player cut his age, now it's catching up with him. One of the players, but I won't mention You see the guy that I'm standing with, the OT. I sat with that guy for 2 hours talking football.
Yeah.
So that's all I can say. And the OT, let me tell you about Nabi. Just 1 minute.
Yeah.
You see, la Emalokshini, you see those watches, big watches. La file la, and sometimes I not paid.
Yeah.
You see that watch? It's guaranteed that watch a day. That watch is over whether you hambi feel I know my pet is over canteen guy 100%. Once that's the team that we have right now.
Okay.
When he gets it right one day, the next day the watch is stopped, no batteries, it's dead. Yeah, that's the thing what I just wanted to say to put the record straight. Let's not play Munabi. Let's hold on for next season. Thank you.
All I'm gonna say is allegedly. Uma Busana was the one who said that. I did not say that. Tapane, welcome back.
Yeah. You're gonna remember that I was here before he gave me Sundowns.
Yeah.
We're gonna concede at a crucial time. We're gonna get chances. Marawa, we're not gonna convert. It's more like a repeat. Whenever you watch Sundowns, it's more like same thing.
Yeah.
We concede at crucial times. Stolen my chances, we do not convert. That is the problem we always face against Sundowns. There's nothing else. Because
Mara, aren't those things important though? Because that's the difference.
That's what we're supposed to work on whenever we go to Lavabantu Lava, because they've never done anything as when they are playing us. I made an example. We considered on the first minute MTN 8, and then a few minutes before half time, we concede once again. It's not good they didn't get chances. About Dupre had one-on-ones. They didn't.
And then Mudau last minute of the other game, the 1-1.
Exactly. Crucial times against Orlando Pirates in the Nedbank. Same goal. If you remember. Ibhola inikeza bani uNdlondlo whips it in umthetho back of the net. Ibhola ibuyeza la kuthiwa kulomjida lwesuka kuStellenbosch Mendieta whips it in, same goal. Ungazi ukuthi why we being hurt by the same things. And another thing I wanted to touch was the point Mko spoke about something at Kaizer Chiefs, and I wanted to add on that because I agreed with him. The thing that is a problem at Kaizer Chiefs, we do not have succession plans.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to make an example. At Sundowns, there once was Bangali Somahoro, Asa Velambeki, all those players, you know?
Yeah.
Before those guys left, Kuno Mundo Afago, so that you can come and see how things are being done here. ngani siyazi ukuthi usezohamba uBangali, siyazi ukuthi usezohamba uLangamani. Bring in a Lakay that is going to see how things are done. And when Ulakay sesiqedile ngayo, we're not going to be sentimental and keep him at the club, although we know that he's not going to give us anything.
Okay.
We're going to bring in a Modiba that is going to see how things are being done. So that he can carry on with that level, because he's much more hungry and is much more in it, like he has interest of winning, you see. But at Kaizer Chiefs, we do not have that. Instead, we were sentimental. We kept the same players for about 8 years, Bomatoho and all those guys, without anything, you see.
What
If you bring
time?
people.
Just make that last statement.
If you bring a band that are going to be in succession, make sure you see Matoho that is not going to give you anything. Bring someone that you know is going to learn from Matoho. He may not be good at the moment, but as time goes by, he's going to learn what it takes to be at Kaizer Chiefs.
For time, I'm going to jump in. Let me bring in Mr. Sir. Mr. Sir, welcome to the show.
How's it, OT? Are you good?
No, I'm good, my brother. Tell me, which one do you want to jump in? You've got 2 minutes. Tell me what you're thinking.
All right, let me get into the Pirates conversation.
Okay.
This is our third title challenge in the past 10 years, right? It's our third title challenge in the past 10 years. And what I've said before, and I'll say it again, Pirates is not willing to build a super team. You understand? We are at a point whereby, especially Mamelodi Sundowns, they've put us in a point whereby we're going to be needing 80 points to win a league title, right? That's how consistent they are. I mean, the level of consistency that they're showing us are crazy. And they are very adamant on farming the league. You understand? Where they make a league title a normal, and they can afford it, and their tactics allow them, and their scouting, they're well run. So if Pirates, the only way it can compete with is Sundowns, in the 3 times that we've lost the league to Sundowns, considering this season, is that they need to build a super team, they need to spend more money, and they need to be more aggressive about it. We like to sign 3 to 4 players that are pretty solid and not even that far in terms of quality gap with the squad, so that they can advance the squad, enhance the squad, and also be interchangeable. But we need to add more and more and more. You know, we need to really start building a super team. Jose Rivera, at the start of the season, I said to you that this season will be a decider whether or not he's really a cup competition coach, or if he's really that able to win league titles. And I don't want to take it away from him, because Sundowns is a titan. You know what I'm trying to say? It is a titan, and it's really difficult to beat a team like that to a league title. So at the moment, he kind of just looks like a cup competition coach. And you know what? I do not mind that. He's getting us silverware. He's putting us in comfortable positions. He has said that going up against Sundowns is going to be a struggle for him, because they are a point machine. They're a team that doesn't lose. That's why we are even resorting to getting some of the players that we haven't played in a long time, that have been basically in the reserves, back into the starting 11, because we need as many players as we can get. I think heading into
just for time's sake, can I ask, are you willing to sign somebody over Mfokeng, for example?
At the moment,
if there was somebody who's better out there, are you willing to bring them in at the expense of Mfokeng?
Yes, I am. I am. No player is bigger than the club for me. For me, no player is bigger than the club. If we have Rafinha, for example, in Barcelona, and they tell us Rafael Leao wants to come, Leao must come. No player is bigger than the club for me. I've been challenging for this league for 3 seasons now, and we're not getting over the line. We are playing inshallah ball when it comes to the league. We're hoping Sundowns falls off, and we're not backing ourselves. And it's not good enough. I understand my club and how it's run, and it's okay because we've been winning cups. But if they really have league expectations, it's time for them to open up the checkbook and be willing. You understand what I'm trying to say?
For time, I'm going to jump in there, right there. I want to bring in Ongama. Mr. What's happened? Oh, Ongama, you said you've got points. You've got 2 minutes.
OT, I think I'll just jump into the points. The first thing that I want to address is that I think Orlando Pirates suffered in that game because Jose Rivera was not in the dressing room to shout at them and tell them the mistakes that they had into that game in the first half, to create the awareness into the game. Because when you are not into the dressing room, it's not easy to express the views and the feelings that you have about the game. I
Yeah.
think that's the thing that I asked you in the other day, that how will Orlando Pirates perform without him? And you say they will perform because Nabi was also in the stands. So in other thing, I think personally Orlando Pirates suffered because there was no Jose Rivero. There was no someone that can shout them. And other points, I think there are the 2 points that I will add is that Pirates need to humble themselves and get that boy Mbokazi and promote him and play in the first team at this moment.
Yeah.
Mbokazi, it's a good defender, is a good defender. He can do better than what Togi is doing. I don't know his surname, but his name is Mbokazi. He's playing as a center
I'm
back.
leaving,
That
but
boy is
don't say that about Oki.
Yeah, banna. Hang on, hey.
Mike, yeah, I think that boy Bokas is a good center back. He can help the team in terms of defending. He can help the team in terms of the build up. Yeah, you see,
Okay.
and also they must also try to get Saleng. You know, when you don't have player personnel, it's gonna be a long marathon when you go into the CAF Champions League. You need to have numbers. You need to have numbers on OT. That's the point that I wanted to add. OT. Let's give other people a chance.
No, thank you, Ngamba. Let me go
Yeah,
to Mbegezeli Mbokazi. There's the name there. Hansel is saying it. Let me bring in Agent. Agent, I don't know if you're defending your team. I don't know what you're coming with today. Welcome. Shalom. Or is it shalom today? Is it really shalom?
No. just to you, Ogi. So, where do we start? Let me start by defending my team. I think I need to go to Clorocop and write. But guys, I need a salary, man. But just wanted to say that.
Marasbonga today. Sibonga today ayivumi.
Maybe you can speak.
Okay, let's try again. Yeah.
All right. So maybe you should just speak when he enters. But anyways, I just wanted to say, guys, that lies, and there's more lies. Lies have short legs. That's why I hate lies. Well, that legs, keep on short. They're very short legs. We're being fed the narrative the whole week that no, Sundowns has bought all the tickets. Motsepe Foundation has bought all the tickets, and they're selling them for 20 rands. The branches, I saw someone buying 1,000 tickets. We even saw deep propaganda, America style, where there was even a what is it called, a poster of where tickets will be taken from.
Yeah.
And people said, no, we won't see any Chiefs fan, won't be surprised when you see a lot of Sundowns fans because they bought all the tickets. But there were a lot of Chiefs fans.
Yeah.
But no one is coming out to say, guys, we are sorry, man, we misled. But because people like lies, propaganda, so we should correct that people were lying to us on a public platform, but it's fine. Second thing that I'm going to talk about on this day for today is, in my language, you say, meaning you don't see what's on top of your head. Only others can see. I see people are crying about that there was supposed to be a penalty for Modi, it was supposed to be what, but they don't see the Ribeiro one. When it comes to Ribeiro, we talk about soft touches.
Yeah.
What touches? Guys. If you want to talk about referee mistakes, talk about all of them. Taylor should have voted in the second yellow, but you're not there. And then lastly on Sundowns, guys, we see it. Pirates refused. Is it Pirates? No, Chiefs refused us to move the game to Sunday. Pirates refused to postpone that game to Sunday for Stellies. But we, the bad team, the dirty team, agreed to move our game to Sunday. We see these things, and we're telling them that this plan doesn't work. It won't work, and it will never work. You know,
Okay.
and when you talk about injustice, you talk about injustice for everyone. This is injustice for Stellies. They've been made the prostitutes of their home games.
Yeah,
But you're
man.
not there. I'm going to the last person. When we
Very
when we're the black
quickly.
sheep, very quickly, OT. I'm going to defend Marek, ironically. But you know, OT, when you're the black sheep of the family, when you break a glass, you'll get all the insults.
Yeah.
But when someone breaks a glass, oh, mistakes happen. What happened? Are you hurt? Oh, I'm so sorry. You know, when you buy a car, did you steal that money? But that's the thing that's the price you pay for being a black sheep.
Yeah.
Marit did a fantastic job throughout that game.
Yeah.
But his credit is being given to Trele. You know? Because Marit is the black sheep. And I can't wait for the day you guys get your Trele and your Blom and your home theater and Marit is down. Because he's always being blamed. Even when he does well, he's being asked questions, why is he not being consistent? You know, even some are even blaming him because you guys are always blaming Mark, and it's not fine, guys. Sometimes, please give credit when it's due, and the hands of
Okay.
Mark. Thank you.
Let me go to Lebza. Lebza.
Dumelang bagaetsho. Ke dumedisa setjhaba sa Masandawana, the ones who know how to win, or the feeling of winning the league 7 times in a row and
Evan.
incoming 8th time.
Evan. Must be nice.
Mapakania for having hopes of winning title. They made it interesting for a short while, although we did expect we're going to be faced with this kind of a situation.
Yeah.
So I wanna make you aware of something, Mr. OT. In the last 10 years, Pirates has never gone above 57 points. Last 10 years, I'm not talking about last year or the last 10 years. They've never been above 57 points. You can go through whatever stats to look. They've never been above that. And they've we at Sundowns, despite winning the league, the team has been constantly improving the number of points we've been getting in the league, with the highest coming from
Last season, 23 points.
At 73. With the rate at which we are going right now, we look very likely to reach 80 this season. If we don't, maybe 77 will end around there.
Yeah.
But and then you get a team that says they are pursuing the league, but when you look at their team, you look at their bench, you're like, I remember discussing this at one point, saying you can't play CAF and play cup competitions and play the league with this squad, and you expect to come out alive. And I was laughed off. I remember in the group when we were busy discussing these things, and someone laughed it off when we raised it. But it's because we've been through this journey and we know exactly what it takes. We know where we suffered. So people need to learn to remove the emotion out of things and look at the true aspects of the game, especially our opinion as Sundowns, because we've been through these things. We know exactly what it takes. We've been through it all. So, but other than that, I just want to say congratulations to Masandawana for opening up the gap, and hopefully that Amazulu game does not give us too many problems, because I foresee danger there. But in my opinion, if we pass Amazulu, regardless of what happens in the game against Pirates, we've gone. We are gone, pretty much.
For time, I'm gonna have to jump in there. Let me bring in Ulomzi. Lomzi, welcome.
Evening, Oti.
How are you, Lomzi?
I'm doing well. Indaba yamabhakaniya is ew. It's giving chest pains every single time. And this is why I never liked this league in the beginning, because it's just one-sided. You come to this league, you know that there's one team who's going to be contesting. And if the rest are not contesting, then you know that it's just going to be that way. You know. My issue is that Sundowns started destroying this league when they bought a 60 million player, while the league gives you 20 million. That's where the nonsense started, and we couldn't catch them.
Yeah.
My first point, and let me stop playing around. Let me get to the gist. I think for Orlando Pirates, the first thing is that we are improving, but we're improving at a slow rate.
Yeah.
We're dragging it, you know, for the fact that we need. Some people will say we need our big players in the field. That is our issue already. Also, that is my second point. Also, why should we be saying we need Usaleng? Why can't our team Epenchini be so good to the point where when we don't have a Saleng, we are still complete, you know?
Yeah.
So we need a team which is going to be so good in terms of the starting lineup and the bench. So we need to be heavy there. I think that's the most important thing. We can't be going around buying these players, Lava, who are just going to be going into Orlando Pirates and in trying to improve themselves. No, we want people who are going to now play and give us results, because now we are tired of feeling like Arsenal in the Premier League, who are reaching, but we're not getting.
Mara, you're coming along so nicely. Then you have to touch me on my studio.
That's the thing. You see, this season we had so much hope, and it was difficult, man. It was difficult, and now I think also one thing which played a big role is the amount of games, the unequal amount of games. So now you're playing with pressure now, because we're looking at Sundowns. We are seeing that they are doing well. Now there's pressure that you must do well.
Yeah.
You know. And so it creates that thing. Guti Orlando Pirates maybe are not so good in those type of situations in terms of chasing. You know, maybe if they're leading, it would have been a different story. We don't know. But in terms of Mina, I think we need to balance our team. In terms of the first team must be so good, and then as a benching, we need to be better. And then, you know, I think if we can do that, Orlando Pirates will grow and grow and grow. And we need to buy outside. I know dignity as Amapagania is that but if it means that we need to go outside, no, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Let's get a Ribeiro Nati, and then we do something.
What time I'm gonna jump in? Tenga bise la Gilberto, but it's fine. Hansel, can you request again, because you were cut? So please request again. I'll let you in. I've been trying to invite you on. Just request again, then you can jump in. While I wait for Hansel to come back in and have his 2 minutes, can I defend my point? The point I'm making, guys, is for me, I don't think and I don't believe Mamelodi Sundowns' strength is just the quality of player. I think Mamelodi Sundowns' strength is that when they sign these players, they're realistic with what they're going to do with the players. And my problem with the PSL Nje as a whole is that a lot of the teams don't fix enough problems along the way for you to have an impact later on. I'll give you an example that's not Kaizer Chiefs. Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates, everybody knows now that Koki and CBC are slow. So you need to have cover and not allow your left and right back to push all the way up because you're going to get caught on transition. I don't think that's a player personnel thing. I think that is a coaching thing. So now Coach Jose has to sit down and come up with answers. Do you go to a back three and maybe bring in, I don't know, Emayela, or bring in some of the other center backs, or bring in someone else and play them in a back three? Do you tell some of your left and right back that, guys, don't fly, stay back? Let's try at the very least every time to keep 3 people at the back. Kaizer Chiefs' defense versus Sundowns didn't look that bad. Why? Because on that game, Coach Nabi decided that I'm going to do what happened to me by chance with Uditokwe. I'm going to bring Tove in and I'm going to play a back three. That's answering questions. My problem is not the quality question and the players and all of that stuff. My thing is, this is what you have right now. You can't have played, 18 games or 19 games. There's still 11 league games to play and the Nedbank Cup and all of those things. Do we write off every season? Damn it. Done. We're going to wait for next season. And I'm not saying that Coach Nabi and them must not go and get their players when they get there. But you can't be crying from transfer window to transfer window. Fix something. Figure some things out. Because, guys, let's be honest. We know some of these players now. We know their tendencies. We know how they play. And that is where, for me, the genius of Mamelodi Sundowns is. Watch how they play Reyners. They don't say Reyners must now become a 10 or play, he likes to go to the left now, or play left wing similar to how Utemba Zwane plays. They say, no, we are going to throw the ball over because we know that Reyners upete speed. When we look at the midfield, we're not going to ask Allende to go and be defensive. We're going to make sure that Utebza is now the guy that covers him so that he can go do what he's good at. Manditina, sometimes you are watching this team. Oh yeah, Sundowns make more signings. Is making more signings. Yes, that's another thing. Oh, we see Guti, I'm not going to say his name, but a certain player is not worthy of playing in the first team. So what do? We go into the market and we fetch the exact person for this role that we need. What does Chiefs do? The 8 signings that Chiefs has made this season, looking to the future, has Ntwari given you something? Has Cirino been amazing outside of the first few games? No. Now Cross. What has Cross given? What has Castillo given even when he's in? What has Ranga given? Signed as well. Well, last season, signed. So I'm saying, guys, I am saying, okay, you want, I saw somebody saying Faisal, Salum, and you want all these guys. Fine. That's for King. That's for the transfer window. Have the chats in the transfer window. But for now, can we cover? Can we do these things? You know, when I watch Kaizer Chiefs and Cross is on the pitch and I watch him run up, and I've watched him run up for 4, 5, 6 games. Forget your signing. Can somebody tell him to stay back? When you watch your midfield pair, and every single time, whether it's been Mart and Castillo, whether it's been Mart and Teto, whether it's been Mart and Zwane, nobody stays. Nobody, just stay. I don't even need you to tackle or do anything else. Just stay. When I watch it game after game after game after game after game, I look at the coach and I say, Mara, guys, what are you guys seeing that we're not? When Pirates is under the same threat over the past 3-4 games, same threat, same runs, same openings, same Van Rooyen, same Hoto. When Sundowns scored 4 literally on the left-hand side because there was nobody covering. Because you have Kimang, what's his name? You have Van Rooyen tucking in. Cool. Same thing. When Titus scored versus Pirates, where did it come from? So when do you look at the coach and say, "Ay, Mara coach, guys, Mara coach, na imbobo coach, cela uyivale le mbobo." What are we doing every week? Ukuvala le mbobo. That's the difference with Sundowns. Abo chameleon, abo what? They're nothing more than systems that are created to hide weaknesses and increase strength. Manditina, we're going to ask for this player and that player and that player and that player, and Facebook's going to be popping and we're going to look at that one, look at that one. You're now asking them to do things that they don't understand. Tele does stay back, Ongama. But the problem is that Tele is not defensive. That's why he's got yellow cards. One more yellow card now and he's gone. Suspension. Why? Because that's not his role. That's not what he's good at. Mart, we always complain about Mart. Every single day we complain, Mart is this and this and this. Why? Because the role that he's playing is not the role that he played. Look at how great Mart looked versus Chipa when he went high up. When he was winning the balls up top. He was destroying from up top. Look at Abo Dupreez. The goals that Dupreez has scored for Kaizer Chiefs are pretty much the same. Why not create more of those? There was a Sundowns game, guys. There was a Sundowns game where we literally saw Sundowns cook the same chance. I think there were 5 chances for Ureinas. Same way, same run, same ball over. And he scored 1, I think, or whatever. He scored 1. But it's like Sundowns is going, we don't need to complicate things. Mina, I'm tired. Guys, you know your players are not good. You know they are slow. You know that some of them are not highly intelligent and all of that stuff. Why do you keep asking them to do higher grade things? Simplify the game. Get your points. Maybe now, if we focus towards the end of the season, you're in top 8, you're in top 5, maybe you get into a CAF Confed spot. Now, when you go and look for other players, you can go, yeah, when we've got something for you here. We're playing continental football, come through. Marawa waiting at number 8 and signing off the season when Abo Polokwane City, Abo Skukune, Abo Polokwane City, Abo Skukune, Abo Amazulu. Amazulu, guys, where was Amazulu last season? Atazwani hasn't even had a transfer window. His contract ends at the end of the year. Let's be realistic, guys. Let's be realistic. We're not Sundowns. You don't have those players. You don't have that quality. You don't have all that stuff. But it doesn't mean that your season ends just because. And then now you write it off for the next day and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that. Now it's 10 years, yonke. Logo City next year, next year, next year, next year, next year. Like, fix some things, man. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it there. Tomorrow is a match day, so I'm going to be here at 7:30. We're going to do the watch along like normal. We're going to do all of that stuff like we normally do. Thank you so much to everybody that jumped onto the panels. To those in the comments, thank you. Special shout out to Fandenom, Papa Hosi, Barman Serge, Tele, Yezdi, Crazy T. Thank you so much for the gifts. If I'm missing you, apologies. It's skipping. And yeah, guys, please keep supporting. I have my video out about the Chiefs game. So the Sundowns Chiefs game, I have my good and the bad out. It's a video where I give you 5 bad things and 5 good things that happened in that game. It's my way of doing a review. So please check that out on YouTube. Tomorrow I'll drop my Pirates one. I just ran out of time for editing, but I'll drop my Pirates one tomorrow. So please support. Watch the videos on YouTube because they are monetize that side. And if you want to throw in some something, send me a DM and I'll tell you how. I'm not allowed to say it out loud because they're going to say I'm scamming. But guys, I'll see you guys then tomorrow, 7:30. Bye, everyone. Supporting, guys. Supporting, please.